Hello. My name's Kendrick, founder and CEO of MarketPrompt Marketing Service. And today we're going to be talking about the marketing approach for home servicing businesses using modern social media marketing tactics, specifically within the Meta platforms, but this might be applicable for other platforms. But usually when it comes to social media marketing, people use Meta due to their AI systems that handle most of the work for you. It's just more so how you format it that allows you to win or lose in this scenario. So let's talk about the approach. The approach is more so how you approach something, right? So in this case, anybody can succeed doing anything, but it's like I said earlier, it's the way you format it. So that's more so your approach. Why social media, Meta, is because there's 3 billion people on Facebook and there's 3 billion people on Instagram. These are monthly users within, interacting with stuff, scrolling, texting, X, Y, and Z. Facebook, Meta, owns a lot of platforms. They own both of these platforms, Messenger and whatnot. So if you post content on one site, it actually gets filtered in on both. So, whether it's someone who uses Facebook more, Instagram more, if you post on Facebook, someone on Instagram might see it, Instagram, Facebook, X, Y, and Z. So it's interchangeable, and that's why we have a symbol here. Same with paid ads. If you run ads, Meta automatically knows the demographic of which one are they on more, and just kind of puts it in front of their face. So, that's a big pool, right? They get home from a long day, they're in their phone. If people wake up, they're in their phone, right? News, they're in their phone. Nobody just wakes up, listen to the radio. Nobody wakes up, just watches TV. Most people are in their phone. What are we going over today? We're going to talk about changing the bait, right? The world itself is more so like a pool, right? With a bunch of fish. And based off your bait, you could catch different fish, right? If you ever fished before, not all bait just catches one fish. I mean, there's a chance it might catch that fish, but if we're talking like big sharks, you're not going to be using a worm, right? So we're going to be talking about optimal ad placement and pixels, which we went over last video, but we're just going to cover it so, the new people can see what it is. And then we're going to talk a little bit about landing pages, which is new, and about some proper copywriting that you might need to integrate within your ads or your landing pages. And then we're just going to do a little summary at the end just to make sure you know what's happening. So first, we're going to talk about your bait, your service appeal. How does your services appeal to your prospects? So in this way, this is the bait, right? The giveaways and the deals, right? The best bait that you can ever put in your ad or marketing in general is free estimates. I mean, it's not that hard, right? You're the professional here. You could go in, you could check their systems and, estimate how much would this cost to fix, or let's say their system's already broken. Um, you could basically come in, quote it, give them a good price, shake hands, talk your professionalism. It's giving away free stuff. Same way I'm coming here to show you how to market, right? Giving away free stuff. It's amazing. So you could have sign up bonuses. Maybe they get some type of insurance, or maybe they get a certain fix, or maybe they get a discount, right? When they sign up, they get something in return. And so when that thing happens, you know, they feel like they're getting something down the road, and, it makes them want to sign up. So this is the best. This is okay. If you have nothing, it's better than charging for quotes. If you're charging for quotes, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to scale as much as you want to, because, again, who's paying for that, right? If you could come by my house, poke my um, poke my dryer a couple times and automatically know that, something's wrong, and I have to pay you $100 for poking it, people look at that and they might not even want to buy from you initially, because it's like, I just paid you money. I don't have the money to pay you for the service when you just took all my money for the quote. So free estimates is the best. Whenever you're marketing, market free estimates. Whenever you're marketing, do these as well. It's not good to have nothing or to be charging for quotes. So these are the baits that you should be using within your business. Why are we learning this? People bite like fish, like I said. So, depending on the bait that you set, you're more likely to get a lot of fish from this, a little bit less from this, and this might even make the bit fish go away. So it's more so, how do you feel about it? So we're going to talk about optimal ad placements and pixels next. This is like your ad setup. This is how you should set up your ads, right? So first, these are bad examples. People read ads, and people have the attention span of a fifth grader when they're scrolling on their phone, right? Nobody scrolls on their phone and reads everything and consumes everything. You watch someone scroll on their phone. They usually skip right past the stuff they don't even have the time and effort to be putting in, right? So if you're creating ads that have a lot of stuff on it, I don't care if you're giving them free stuff or discounts. This is mind-boggling. They will not convert as easily. Now, don't get me wrong. Ads convert no matter what happens. It's an ad. But these can be hard on the head, right? We're saving all of this information for the landing page. We should not be putting this on the ad, right? The ad is mainly for them to click. In social media marketing, the ad is just for a click. It is not to inform them completely. We are not giving out flyers. This should not be it. Make ads like this. It's the same kind of slideshow that I had in the last video, right? You got a comparison, just a small comparison, right? The pluses that you have, and then you might talk about the other companies or common problems within your niche, right? They might have no guarantees, they might be uncertified, good comparison. You might have pictures of your work here, right? Here we have a discount, right? Talked about that earlier. And then here we also have free estimates, right? Even better. So these are good examples. They get people interested, sort of like the news, and they make them want to click. And so at that point, you connect your pixels, which we talked about in the last video, which is a pixel right here is like a piece of code that you put into your booking, into like the button elements on your website. And so every time someone submits this form, the information gets sent back to Meta as a lead. And so the biometric data of that person that clicked onto the website and clicked that button is sent back to Meta, and then Meta can actually learn from that and take that information and optimize your target audience, the target homeowner, and get you more leads. And then the data set is the same way, but more so this has tracking within, the Meta thing, right? Meta, they click something on a data set, the data set tracks them going to the websites and interacting with whatever elements you set. The pixel is more coded, right? You take the code, you put it in the button. This is more like general tracking. They're watching them go on the website, watching them click buttons, and then, based off of certain elements that they click, it could count as a lead. Same with this one. This one's just more of a code. If you know, you know. So whenever you're testing ads, right, we know what ads to make, right? Which the good ads, right? We know how to put pixels within the ads. This is what testing looks like. When you're testing ads, some ads get less spin, some ads get the most spin. The most spin is usually your winning ad, right? This is where you're putting more 35% of your ad spend, less of your ad spend. And it's in its own campaign, right? So you can manage it. And so you're looking at the results, you're looking at the cost per results, and you're looking at, how is Meta pushing out the data? And so the ones that are winning, you obviously move up to a scaling campaign, right? It's its own campaign again. This is where you put in most of your ad spend, more like 65 to 70%, right? And so you're going to take these ads, you're going to run the ads until they dry out. And so drying out means, you have only such a big service area, right? In my last video, you're not serving all of America. So in this case, you would run the ads until, again, maybe the cost per result starts skyrocketing and the amount spent start drying up, right? Meta stops pushing it out because people stop interacting with it. Or maybe the leads stop, right? There's only so much people in the service area. They might all seen the ad and it just dries up and people need something new. So this is where you're going to constantly be testing ads. You're probably going to swap them out every 2 weeks and be able to move them up to scaling and just scale the ads and just rinse and repeat, right? Test, find the winner, scale it, test, find the winner, scale it, disable it whenever it needs to be, and that's basically ads. It's so simple. And so this is more so the maintenance work, right? You're saving money and you're having amazing consistency, right? You're saving money because you know how to test ads, and then most of your ad spend goes into scaling the ads, right? So you can put all your money into get ads that actually perform. And so now we're going to be talking about something new today. This is landing pages, right? This is projecting your business to prospects. You saw earlier how these are ads that, it's just mind-boggling, right? We shouldn't be putting all our information on the ad. We have a landing page for that. It's more professional, right? This is not a website. A website has a lot of elements that you could click, a lot of different services. That's more of so if you're running like a PPC, right? Pay per click, you're on Google, you're doing SEO, and you're getting people to your website through just like, general traffic, general Google traffic, and they're basically searching for you. No, landing pages is a direct link from the ad so that people can learn your business and turn it into a lead. Nothing more, nothing less. You can use it as a website. You could do SEO on the landing page and you could get people to convert through it, but it's more so strict. It makes them follow a guide. It's like a flyer that you pick up on a vacation that tells you about one thing, right? It's not all these other things. It's not a newspaper. No, it's one specific thing, all the thing inside of it to make you want to go to that specific place. It's more encouraging, right? It's basically an e-flyer. If you ever did mailing marketing, right? Mail, and you sent flyers to people's businesses, it's just like that, but on the internet, right? On why you're better than the competition or why you can fix their problem in this case. On the left, we have what you would see like a big business, right? Maybe the big competitors that you're trying to take down. This is more so like they're calling, right? They have their number, their email, their chat now, they have their schedule and whatnot. But the thing is, they have all these tabs, all these buttons, all this stuff, and you could get really distracted, right? You get the prospect could get really distracted. They might call, they might come back later, or they got the chat, all this stuff, just all this stuff. It's terrible, right? It will turn. That's just a general website, right? A landing page is more like this, right? You have your brand name at the top. Get a free quote, get a free estimate. You got your number, and then you just have a bunch of any information about your business, right? Here we have like what's included. We have testimonials. You might have a little booking form at the bottom or at the top. You put your brand. You get a call to action. You put any information about your business, testimonials from clients that you might have served before, get your reviews up there so they know that you're a legit business. And, it's just, hey, you clicked our ad, you have an issue. This is how good we are. Buy our services, right? And so now they're locked in on specifically your site. They're only on your site. So even if, you know, even if statistically only 10 to 15% actually convert, that's still a lot, right? So if 100 people are visiting this website within that month, at least 10 of those people are going to become clients. And even if they're only $60 a client, you're still making $600, which is profit that stacks on top of another. Because in this scenario, when dealing with service-based businesses, most people stay if you're a good business. And so on top of that, you will add something like a CRM, right? If we have a call to action, right, get a free estimate, we have a CRM at the bottom, right? They might be able to plug in their email. So a CRM is a customer relations management. So let's say you take their email, that's customer relations. You take their name, that's customer relations. Any information that you're taking from them is customer relations. Now, I will tell you this as a marketer. Please make sure you have the required cookies or the required, you know, privacy policy if you are collecting information, because there's a lot of legal behind it, and some people very rarely um, just don't like that. They're anti-internet. So here in this case, we have your email, please. This one, get your email, get a discount, right? These are more product-based businesses, but they apply to also service-based businesses. Right here, we have the full name, the address, whatever questions you require out of that prospect to turn them into a client, you know, now you got your CRM integrated and you know how to follow up with them. This is your business focal point. It limits the prospect to know only and all about you, right? If you have all your stuff on, you have all the stuff on the ad yourself, right? They can just scroll and go back to Meta and keep doom scrolling and messing up their brain cells. If you get them to be notified about the problem or you give them something free, they're gonna be like, huh, it's free, right? What am I losing? And they're gonna click it, and then eventually they're gonna move to your landing page and convert, right? That's what we call a funnel, right? It's a focal point, all about your business. It limits all of them to know only about you. So now we're gonna talk about copywriting, the verbal presentation, right? So the copywriting mentality, it's more so a mentality, right? A mentality is how you might carry yourself, or maybe any morals that you carry yourself by. So these are the kind of the things that you would have to remember, right? So most people have a fifth grade reading level. We're not going to be using exotic words just to appear as something insane. No, we're going to talk to them like they're human. And we're here talking to the prospect, right? You have to talk directly to the prospect. Do not go on your website and talk about we. Do not talk about our. No, your. Talk to the prospect, right? This is your path to get a good garden. This is your path to get a good roof. We care about you, their stuff. And then at that point, that's when you drive deep into issues or feelings, right? Maybe a leak in their roof, right? Is getting so big that the roof might cave in and take out their whole family. It's grim, but it happens, and it's something that you need to inform them about. And so now they're informed, and now they feel like they have an issue. It's like proper sales, right? The shingles on your roof look like they're about to crack, and eventually that could lead to water damage and your whole house caving in, and then now you got to pay for a whole new house. Think about it like sales, right? You want to dive deep into how they feel, right? This is where you're going to turn prospects into loyal clients. This is where you're going to cure concerns and make connections, right? So you don't want to sit here and say our process to build you a good roof. You want to say, maybe throw in a fact, right? Every 20 years, roofs need to be checked because they can be lined with X, Y, and Z, right? Your roof needs to be checked because they could be lined with X, Y, and Z, right? Let's say HVAC, right? HVAC's on record, your HVAC on record, maybe a certain amount of years, it might break. Or these brands suck, right? You're informing them about your knowledge, and you're talking specifically to them. You have to make the words like if I'm talking to you right now, you're sitting in front of me, I'm talking to you right now, you got to talk to them the same way, right? Do not be talking about me, do not be talking about us, do not talk about your business. No. You have to seem like the CEO is standing right in front of that prospect and is informing them about how their roof is going to close in, or how their driveway looks like trash compared to the neighbors, and it hasn't been power washed, and it looks like coal is just smudged against the whole thing. Like you gotta put that image into their head, right? So copywriting is more so a mentality of how you sway your words into getting them to basically convert, right? Copywriting is more so how you put your words together in order to get them to convert. Now, you can sit there all day optimizing the copy, but this is just a short way of how you should word your words on your page, right? Your landing page. And so, see, grab your free copy of, right? We're talking specifically to the client. You're going to be doing the convincing. You're going to be connection building with prospects. You're going to be, right? You're going to give them a sense of urgency. You're going to give them, you're going to talk to them and remind them that you're the professional here and this is what they should figure out, or they're going to, deal with some issues down the line. Whether that's, um, an emotional thing or just a person thing or whatever. You get them to know that what is happening right now is not good, right? Maybe their driveway looks like trash. Throw some facts on them about that, right? What did we go over today? We're talking about changing your bait, right? That's more so the free estimates, right? The discounts, right? That's your bait, right? So now you put that on your ads. You make simple ads just for clicks. You connect them with pixels so you can send the data back to Meta, and Meta will be able to optimize people clicking on the ad, which will go to your landing page, which has all of your information with proper copywriting, which you actually could put copyright into the ad as well. You got proper copywriting within your ads as well. So, let's say you did a redesign on someone's driveway, you did a little bit of power washing, and you talk about how dirty and grimy their driveway is when they come home every day. Nobody wants a dirty, grimy driveway and a dirty, grimy house. Why your house turning yellow? You know what I'm saying? So you put the proper copywriting into the ad, right? And then you put the proper copywriting into the page. So it feels like they're all about them. You want it all about the prospect so they convert. Because if you care that much about them, they will love it. They will feel like, their struggles, or you're the professional here. You're not just another big corporation waiting to take them down and make some money off of them. You're an actual local business that cares. And so if you combine all of these elements, you will have no problem doing social media marketing whatsoever. Again, we are MarketPrompt, a remote marketing agency. My name's Kendrick, founder and CEO. And so if you want this done for you, you can visit our website in the description below or under our YouTube, and we will do all of this for you, right? Because marketing is a timely task, and time is money. And so, again, that is your marketing approach for home servicing businesses using modern social media marketing tactics. Thank you very much for your time, and you have a good one.